Hello.
Hello. You get to say hello.
Hello there.
If you had watched our other 40 podcasts first, Mike, you would know that that's what you do there.
Note to self, watch podcasts before.
Yes, before you star
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Stars are
It's okay.
Star.
easy with that word star.
Nobody
It's
watches.
fine. Nicholas, so untrue. So untrue. We have more subscribers now than my children do
We
on
do,
their
actually.
YouTube channel.
We
Okay.
do have more subscribers than your
So
children's
we're doing
Minecraft
well.
video page.
Yes. All right. Well, let's start it out, okay?
In the know in the 920.
This is our jingle. Nick likes to dance.
Kelly likes to tell everybody that this is our jingle.
This is our jingle. There it is. Mike
Hot.
Bennett.
Hi, Kelly.
Mike Bennett
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Nick.
of Bennett Homes. Realty One Haven Group.
Realty One Group.
That's a lot
Realty
to
One
spit
Group
out,
Haven.
isn't it?
Realty One Group Haven. Sorry. Realty One Group Haven. Fellow realtor.
Yeah, Michelle's going to sue you
A
now.
competitor.
Right.
Yes. Sorry, Michelle. We love you.
Lawyers on speed dial.
Realty One Group Haven. Homes by Bennett.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I say Bennett Homes a minute ago too? I don't
did.
know.
You did.
I
It's
might have
okay.
just really.
And technically,
I was
Nick,
going to let it slip.
and Nick, for the future, it's Home by Bennett.
Oh,
If
okay.
you have ever done deals with me before, like Kelly
Yeah.
has.
Home, not homes.
Home.
Oh, see, we always have
Welcome
to tell people
home.
it's plural homes.
Home. Yeah. See, we're Kelly Davies Homes.
Home by Bennett. Welcome home, Kelly.
Oh, okay. Home by Bennett, not Bennett Homes.
He's not building homes, so they aren't homes by him.
Fair.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes
Home
sense.
by Bennett with Realty
One.
One Group Haven.
Note to self, go home, buy the URLs for Bennett Homes.
Yeah, right? I know. Exactly. Yes. They're going to blow up after this. Also, owner, right?
Partner.
Partner with Northern Lights.
Correct.
And you're also going to talk about your awesome new charity initiative.
Yeah, we're going to kick off and go live with a project that I'm going to be working on.
I love it. I'm super excited to hear everything. Did you know that your broker, again, hi, Michelle.
Happy belated birthday, Michelle.
Happy belated birthday.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yeah, she's 29.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured because she was, her and I went to high school together. She may or may not have been a couple of years ahead of me. And I know I'm like 26 now, so.
Fair.
But her and I did, we were in the pom and dance team together.
Okay, so I need some photos. You can blur yourself if you like,
Okay,
but
just of her.
I need some
I can
good
get
blackmail.
that.
I mean, negotiating tools.
We might even have
Absolutely.
VHS.
We might.
Oh,
Yes.
Nick, now you're talking cap status for me.
Yes.
Now I need
Yes.
those VHS tapes.
She actually choreographed a really, really cool Michael Jackson routine when I was a freshman. She may or may not have been a senior.
We didn't call that out.
But
Um,
but she was so cool. Like I was like this little freshman and I was like,
so what happened to her?
ooh.
So, anyways, Mike.
So this is Mike
So,
Bennett
Mike Bennett.
of A Home by Bennett.
Take
No
us-
longer with Realty One Group
No
Haven.
longer with, yeah.
Mike Bennett.
This just in. Oh, that's right. We have Michelle calling.
Taking a caller, line one.
We actually have the technology to
we
do that.
We do. At some
Ooh,
point,
let's
we're gonna
not do
yeah.
that, Nick.
So, Mike, I feel like you and I. Well, I don't feel like. I mean, I kind of know. We met like a little over a year ago. Like met in person.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
came in and talked to my team,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Yep.
Because I like to collaborate, to use
Yeah.
an office term. And you did a great job. You came, talked to the whole team about. I like to get different perspectives on how different people do things, how different people run their businesses. I like my agents to hear from other agents sometimes because I think, when Mama Kelly says it, it's kind of like, Bill, I love you. But when your husband or wife or, significant other says something, it's like, And then all of a sudden you hear it from somebody else and it's like, that's new information. I've never heard that before.
It's one of those things like there's a lot of ways that you can do something, but there's usually very few ways to do it right.
Correct. So Mike came in and educated my team on how to do things correctly.
Well, and I mean, I'm gonna put it that way. There were no lawyers in the room, so we're good.
Yes.
But it's funny because I remember during that, you're like, yeah, I think I've said that before. Or Alyssa brought up a couple times. Yeah, we've heard that. But like to your point, when it's a third party, I have no sway in their business outside of being a collaborator.
Yeah.
But you and I, based on following you for as long as I have and respect you in the business, you and I do business similar but different. And I think that's the point.
There's lots of ways to do things.
I can,
right? As long as you get to the right answer at the end. This isn't like math where you have to do it in a very, very specific.
Don't even get me started on math.
No, I can't.
Like 10-year-old.
I know. Mine almost 12. I have no idea. I'm like, you got to talk to your dad.
I give her Google.
Yeah, right? Like, listen, I didn't pay attention to him. And then my 9-year-old, she's Tori, the one that's on there. She wants to be a star. In fact, this week we had conferences, and at parent-teacher conferences, we got to read a story that she wrote this year about what she wants to do in the future, and she wants to be a dancer on Broadway. That's legitimately that's what she wants to do. And in the story, she wrote that she's going to win 20 Tony Awards. And when and only when she wins 20 Tony Awards, then she'll move back to Wisconsin and become a dance teacher.
Oh, I mean, kudos.
Right?
Great job setting the bar.
Yes.
And having an achievable goal to go after.
Very, very, yes.
Because in the record of all the Tonys,
correct. Nick actually looked it up yesterday.
So the most ever won by a performer was 6. But the most ever won by a producer is 21.
So she can be a producer and come in second.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If she wins 20 Tony Awards, I guarantee you she can be a great dance teacher in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. She also, though, we're gonna put this on just so we have this in record forever.
Okay.
Said that you saw the picture she drew. She drew a picture of the house that she's going to buy her mom in my favorite city of Charleston for just a couple cool mil when she wins her 20th Tony.
I thought you were going to say second Tony.
Who knows, right?
And she's buying her father a golf club.
Oh, yeah.
Not a country club.
Now, listen, I think she meant...
A singular golf club.
In all fairness to her, I do think she meant like the whole golf, like the golf club. Yeah. But anyways.
The whole club, not just the shaft.
Not just one part of it. Again, we told him 500
No anatomy on this one.
PG. Okay.
I had to.
So.
Moving along.
Mike Bennett. When did you start your real estate career? Because you've been doing amazing things. When did you get started?
Don't believe everything you read on the internet, Kelly.
That's true. Wait, everything on there isn't true?
It is. Just don't fact check it.
Okay.
So this is actually December will be the finishing of my 4th year in real estate.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am on pace right now to do about 165 deals in my first 4 years.
Fantastic.
So I mean,
very good.
Unfortunately, in the world of sales, numbers matter.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, no, I've been very fortunate and very lucky. Business has turned a few different directions for me. But I love it.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What were you doing before real estate?
I was in the auto industry for over 20 years.
You were? Were you selling?
So I started selling cars when I was 18. So way back when they had horses and wagons.
Oh, wow. You were selling those?
I was selling those,
Oh, my gosh. So you sold like the first car.
I mean, Pony Express,
That's
101.
Amazing.
I'm not that old.
So
Kelly.
cool.
This
I know.
26-year-old.
I know.
Yes. And so I got into business at 18 right out of high school because I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up.
Sure.
And somebody said, well, you're really shy and introverted. You should probably go sell something. Because we talked about that.
Yes. Mike is one of the shyest people that it takes a lot to really get you out of your shell.
I mean, we've been here for 6 hours trying to get me to talk.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. A lot of coaxing.
Yeah. If he was one of those zoo animals, you'd be like, is he dead or hiding somewhere. You never see him in the sunlight.
Unfortunately, I don't think I've ever been described as an introvert or shy.
No.
So let's just go there. But I got in the car business, started selling cars, didn't know anything about it, and did really well for myself and got promoted into finance.
Okay.
Was a finance manager and director in the Valley for about 14 years.
Awesome.
Wow.
And then I worked for a national lender. I was a director of national accounts for a large used car lender.
Okay.
Up until and into COVID.
Okay.
And then didn't really love it anymore. Kind of burned out. Corporate America,
Sure.
auto industry since I was 18. Didn't know what I was going to do. And my best friend actually talked me into looking at real estate. And
Nice.
I said, great, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But I bet on myself like I do on most things.
Good.
And I cashed it in my 401k. Recommend not doing that.
Listen, we're not the Dave Ramsey show, okay?
Yeah, but yeah, be careful. I mean, but I took $100,000 and said I'm a bet on myself, and here I am.
Sure.
4 years later.
Amazing.
And I've been very lucky to work with agents like yourself and get to know you and other top agents in the area. As you said, collaboration. You and I talk about that privately all the time. At this level, we don't have competition. We just have collaboration. My playbook is open. That's why I loved when you invited me to come talk to your team, because I'll share everything I've done. I have no care in the world. There's enough business for everybody.
There really is.
And when you know people, now that I've done transactions with your team, you know, when I pick up that phone and I call them, hey, this is Mike Bennett. Oh, hey, Mike.
Everybody on my team loves you.
I mean, well, let's not go that far, but.
Except Nick.
Yeah, you can ask my opinion.
Right. I'm saying, Nick, so let's talk. What do I got to do, Nick?
You were talking about back rubs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's another show.
Yeah.
Now listen carefully, Mike Bennett. Did anybody call you Michael? Is that your
That's my legal name. Yeah.
People get serious with you?
I mean, they try.
Okay.
Yeah. My email's Michael at Home by Bennett. So, I mean, I did that officially.
Is it Homes by Bennett or Home? I was just curious.
Nosy at the end.
I feel like it'd be funnier if his name, if he went by Mike, but his name was actually Mycicle.
What?
Nick, keep your day job.
I know. His dad jokes are really, and he's not even a dad at this point.
I was going to say, Nick, you got to become a dad for the dad jokes to land.
Even a dad, but yeah. So, okay. So you've had a long, very long.
Yes.
Because you're very old.
I am.
I'm kidding.
How old do you think I am, Kelly?
Well, if you did what you did for
I
as long as you did.
I gave it away.
I think you're a little younger than I am.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I'm 43.
I'm older.
Oh,
Thank
are you?
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I keep the beard to keep myself aged well.
Sure.
Because people want to deal with not a 12-year-old.
That's true.
And if I shave my face,
Then you look like you're 12.
I'm a 12-year-old.
Do you know what? That's good,
I have that
though.
issue, too.
Run with that for as long as you can.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. When the first day somebody calls me old,
Yeah.
I'm
Then
shaving.
You're like, all right, I'm done with this.
done.
So, but you did that for a really long time. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it literally around the time of COVID? I feel like there was a pre-COVID and an after COVID. It's like PC and AC, right? Everything either happened before COVID or after COVID.
So
right?
at the beginning of the lockdowns, my buddies and I, who I worked with and knew, we did online poker, and we did.
Cool.
Yeah, we were doing private online poker tournaments,
Okay.
and I was the bank.
Okay.
So there's apps that you can send money. I'm not going to give out just in case some accountant's watching this or the IRS follows this later.
Right.
But we would move money around and do these private club things. So we did that for that helped me get through the beginning of COVID.
Okay. No, I know a couple people that do that, and they've done very, very well.
Yeah, my buddy called me one night in the we worked together, and we got locked in. Company said you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I said fine, no big deal. I got 5 states that I oversaw at that point. And he's like, hey, I think PokerStars does private rooms. Like, what do you mean? He goes you can log in and reserve a room.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I logged in. I'm like,
Yeah.
he ain't lying.
Yeah.
Oh, bucket. So I created a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And I said, here's the deal. If you invite somebody, it's on you to make them pay. If they don't pay by the first hand, you got to pay.
Yeah.
We ended up growing it to probably 15 tournaments a week.
Wow.
70 plus people.
Holy cow.
Our biggest tournament was a $250 buy-in per person.
Fancy.
Oh, yeah.
High
Oh,
rollers.
we were playing.
Yeah.
But that was like probably, we did that.
When he says got me through COVID, he was like champagne and caviar.
I mean, paying the rent.
Yeah.
But as far as the IRS is concerned, the players just paid each other.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was Monopoly money. We just we threw in chips.
All for fun.
It was. We donated to
right?
nonprofits.
Yes, that's good.
Yes.
Good.
So,
good.
And then, so coming out of it is when I'm like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Company still didn't know what they were going to do with us. So I got burned out.
That's when you got into real estate.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
And you just hit the ground running.
I did. My first year, I did 33 transactions.
That's amazing. Especially for first year. That's like fantastic.
Again, my shyness really helps. My introvertness. Is that a word?
It feels like you're
introversion.
I feel like you're probably afraid to like pick up the phone and call someone, right?
I don't. What's a phone?
Right?
Is that thing attached to the wall with the cord? Because that's what I know.
Yes. Yeah. You're not.
No,
you're not scared. Now, let me ask you this though, because people think that I'm very extroverted as well, but I'm actually I'm very.
I know you are.
You know?
Yes.
Okay, that's funny because I think for a long time I didn't even know that because I am really good at like until I got older, and wiser, right? I always thought like, well, yeah, I'm an extrovert because I can be and I can turn it on. And it's not that it's like an act. It's not an act. It's just that I can like ramp it up like 5 notches when I need to. Mm-hmm. Still me, but it's just like me very ramped up. But then when I get home, I need a lot of recharging. Mm-hmm. My batteries need to really recharge. I feel like you don't really need that.
As I've aged, I need a little bit more than prior. But also now having my daughter, who's 2.5. Yeah. When I walk in at night and she's still awake, if I get home before she goes to bed, right. A lot of nights I don't. And she comes running and screaming, "Daddy's home!" Yeah. That is I'm the Insta bunny recharged.
Right. That's recharging.
Everything at the door stays at the door. Sure. But no, to your point, I really don't. You and I talked about this a year and a half ago or so. You took some time off from social media and you were focusing more on personal stuff, not business stuff. Yeah. And you and I talked about that a little bit. That's how I knew of that for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's honestly, the older I get, the more I'm like, ooh, I need more time. I need more. And I enjoy that time more and more and more too. But I still love being around people. I do. Yeah. I'm like an introverted extrovert.
And that's a thing. That's truly a thing. Yeah. I'm learning now that my daughter's in gymnastics. Like Friday mornings, my calendar's blocked. Yep. I have a time block. I do not work until 12:30 on Fridays now.
That's awesome.
Her and I do gymnastics. I leave my phone in the truck. I don't even bring it in. And people are like, "We want pictures." I'm like, "No, because I don't want my phone." Like
there you go. Because then you start.
But I'm very intentional with my being present. Sure. Fawn and I talk about this.
Isn't that huge?
I check in with her. She probably gets annoyed by me checking in with her on if I'm present or not. We just had this conversation last week because of my new business venture. We had to make some sacrifices this year where I'm working 7 days a week. Yeah. And to ramp up and to still balance both things. And so I'm very intentional on being present.
I love that.
And so even to the point where I put it on the calendar, and people are like, "Well, you gotta put it on the yes."
But if it's on the calendar, at least then like this is what I'm doing at this time, and I'm going to focus on that at this time versus just being all over the place and your focus is constantly, not where it's supposed to be, right?
Yes.
So would you say that's one of the biggest things that you've learned in real estate?
Yes. Purposeful, present, and processes.
I like the 3 Ps.
I mean, that's really for me, for real estate people. Like,
it's so true, though. All of those are really true. You have to have, if you don't have good systems and processes in place, I don't know how you're going to make it.
You're not.
Yeah.
You might for a year or two.
Right. But eventually it's going to catch up to you. And yes, and you have to learn to be present, right? Yes. I tell this story a lot about how, and this is where, like when you saw me say something on Facebook a year and a half ago or whatever about how like I need to stop. that was around the time that we started the system where we started having people email us for all of our showing requests. We started using a centralized showing like email address. Instead of before that, it was people called me, text me, and I didn't mind.
Facebook messages.
I'm extremely type A. I'm extremely type A. I could keep it all together, but I would be out on appointments. And then I have people here that are very capable of scheduling these things.
You have a great team.
Thank you. I don't need to.
I don't need
to. Yeah. You forgot he's on my team, right?
Sorry.
No, I don't need to always be, I can't do everything.
Yeah.
So delegation too, right?
Yes.
But I tell the story a lot about prior to all of that. I mean, I remember one year I had the kids at Disney and like walking down Main Street and the fireworks were going off and I'm talking on my phone.
Yes.
And you know what's sad is right now today, I can't tell you who I was talking to or what we were talking. I know it was work.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what it was about or what it had anything to do with. And I'm sure that money did not that much influence or impact my life. But what I do remember is my kids looking at me going, Mom, right?
Yes.
And so I think those are the lessons that you learn along the way because in this profession, it's so, this is how you make money.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you go to a job where you're guaranteed, like, this is what you're going to get paid every single day. Yeah, you still want to show up. You still want to work hard. At least I would want to, right?
Most do.
Yeah, for the most. Yeah, for the most part. But there's not that incentive of like, okay, I got to take this call because what if this is, I used to think, what if it's the last call I ever get? I was always worried about this is the last call I'm ever going to get.
Yeah. What happens if that call I missed was the offer on that house that's going to
Right?
sit for 6 months?
Yep. And you have to let that go. It took me a really long time to let that go. So part of when I started this podcast, a big part of it was I'm interested in how other people, what they've learned, because I've had to learn so many things the hard way. I always say, someday I'll write the book and it's going to be the book on what not to do.
Well, we pay for lessons.
Yeah.
And I've made my mistakes. I was very fortunate with a prior firm that they did a corporate transaction coordinator. And I was introduced to my current director of ops, and she was with the corporate and then left because everything was showing that they weren't going to keep it going. So she went independent. Her and I continued our relationship, and now she's been with me for 2.5, 3 years.
Sure.
Honestly, I know you understand this, but I could not do a third of what I do. Like, everybody sees me and sees the success that Home by Bennett has.
Correct.
I'm not the success. It's the people behind me.
I agree. Same here.
And Jessica is the godsend for my business. She puts up with me left and right. Oh,
shout out to Jessica.
Yes.
We understand what you're going through on some level.
Some pain. But you know what? The funny thing is I've talked to several brokers who've asked me for her contact information that have done deals with me because they love her process.
Yeah.
It's all templates.
Sure.
She doesn't do anything, like, nothing she does is earth shattering.
Sure. Right.
She put templates together with automation and tools to make my stuff look amazing.
Stand out. And it also, I'm sure, again, with going back to the process, just helps overall because why reinvent the wheel every single time, right?
Yeah.
You come up with a template for something, you can use it over and over and over.
Yeah. But it's shocking how many in our industry don't have those types of people in their business.
Agreed.
And I'll call them out because I can. I had a conversation with Carter Crawley a week ago.
Yeah.
And he was calling me about a transaction coordinator. And he knew that I had a good one because my firm and told him that I had a good one.
Sure.
And so he called me. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, Mr. Carter Crawley.
Yeah.
Uber successful, does a great shout out to CB Homes. But you don't have one?
Yeah.
He's like, no. I'm like, dude, my respect just
Carter.
dropped. But now he's set up. He's got Jessica. I share. I share. I'm a collaborator.
So nice. Well, you really are a collaborator.
Anything I got on his podcast.
Listen. You're like, listen, I'll do your podcast. No, you can't. I'm not going to share Nick. I'm sorry. He can't be shared.
Nick, I give ice cream on Fridays.
Well, now he's gone.
Kelly.
Now he's gone.
Kelly, I know you can match that offer.
In
That
the no
just
920-1.
Yeah, right? Exactly. That would be hilarious. Next year, all of a sudden, Nick's like, bye, Kelly. I'm going to go over and work with Mike. And then all of a sudden, in the no in the 920-1 comes out. You guys are all just like chipper and chummy and hee, like nothing ever happened.
And you have Bill's number that we can call and he can still.
Oh, yeah. Bill would be delighted to help you guys get all set up.
We're off the rails here,
Yeah,
Kelly.
for
Sorry.
sure. Now, I feel like you've told us about some of your successes in real estate. You've told us about some things you've learned from real estate, which is awesome. Tell me what else you've, other business adventures you might have started.
So earlier this year, actually through one of my relationships in real estate, we started a company called Northern Lights, and it's been fun.
Okay.
And we've learned a lot when you're starting something in a new industry.
Sure.
The entire industry is less than 10 years old, about 10-ish years.
Yeah.
And in business, that's
nothing.
That's infancy. We're not even crawling yet.
Right.
We're still pooping and feeding, and that's it.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a good analogy, Nick, for not being a dad?
Wonderful.
PG.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Truly.
but the support has been amazing. My network, my sphere has risen and said yes and jumped
That's
up.
awesome. That's awesome.
And it's fun. I'm offering fun lights for people's homes and businesses, and getting to meet some amazing people, but also picking up a lot of real estate business through conversations. The synergy is...
I was going to say, the synergy in those two, I think, is definitely there, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I found out about a 16-unit apartment complex from some people that are getting lights that want to sell it. And,
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. You're like, well, listen, he's up on the ladder.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, I'll be right down.
Right, yeah. Well, let's be honest, Kelly. I don't know what end of the ladder to
That's right. You
use.
said that. Yep. You're not
You don't want me. I'm the pretty face, Nick.
Of course. Absolutely.
I'm the pretty face.
Absolutely. The way he smiled there, I just was expecting that little ting come off of your teeth, right? That little,
Do like a freeze
like
frame
Mr.
on that.
Clean or something.
Please do. Note to edit.
So how many people do you work with in Northern Lights?
We have about 11 right now.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a decent sized operation.
Yes, we're busy. And again, I'm working 7 days a week.
I know. I was going to say, how do you do it?
Well,
like for real, how do you do it?
For real, having a very understanding family.
Yeah,
Like,
that is so true. You can't do it otherwise.
First and foremost, we literally talked about it. We were at a safari in Lake Geneva, and we were driving home. Fawn, Corbin, myself, and Madison. And Madison was asleep because she's 2. But Corbin, Fawn, and I talked about it on the ride home. I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, you guys have to be in. Like, here's the big picture. Here's what we're building. This is why we're doing it.
Right.
Laid out the 10-year plan.
Yeah.
And I said, but if I'm going to do that, unfortunately, for Q4, I'm not going to be home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so yesterday was Corbin's birthday. I was not home till after she was in bed. Now, because of that, we did cake and ice cream the night before.
Sure.
And we're going to be at the water park on Saturday all day with 50-some people that I'm putting the bill for.
Woo!
At this point, Kelly, I've rented the whole entire water park.
I was just going to say, didn't we talk about going to a water park soon?
You can
thought so.
Saturday show up. We got cake. I don't think we have ice cream because I forgot that until just now. Literally thinking about that.
Fun.
Note to self:
Hurry.
ice cream cups somewhere. Shoot, I didn't think.
He can't even focus on the podcast anymore. He's like,
I'm
damn
done.
it.
I'm done.
I forgot.
I got
Ice
15
cream.
pizzas.
Yeah.
I've got, but yeah. So we're
That's awesome.
and we're paying. I told Fawn that what we're gonna do. She's turning 10. We don't do it every year.
Sure.
Typically, her birthday parties are at our house.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but it's really the first and foremost, and the biggest 80% of it is having that supportive family. I would even say that in real estate.
I 1,000,000% agree.
Like you can't.
For sure.
If you want to be successful, your family has to understand. And
I
be on
say it all the
board.
time. I literally have seen agents firsthand that have not made it because they did not have the support.
Yes. Yeah.
And I get it.
Yes.
I get it. You're all in or you're not.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Fawn's a stay-at-home mom, and we do that on purpose to allow us to have that flexibility. But and I tell her all the time, she works harder than I do 10 times over.
Kids are
like there's nothing.
We love you, kids.
Yeah.
But you're a lot of work.
Oh, lots. I'm gonna save this for the future.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's really, it's that, and it's the balancing act and having great partners that I can rely on, that I trust. Our circle is very small of people that are part of our organization and part of our group.
Sure.
But I can trust them with any of them. I'd give any one of them my cell phone code. That's a good way to.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it's having that trust to know that right now we have an install going on at a friend's house that I've known for 15 years. But I trust my installers unequivocally. I don't need to be there.
You have to be able to trust the people that are working with you, for you, et cetera.
Yeah.
Again, that's where the delegation comes in.
Correct.
You can't delegate if you don't have people that you can trust.
Well, and you can't delegate if you don't know what to delegate.
That's true.
So in real estate, the only way I could scale was going, okay, what work shouldn't I be doing? What work can I pass off? And what work should I focus on or continue doing?
Yes.
I can't pay somebody to go network for me, but I can pay somebody to do my paperwork.
Correct.
Or I can pay somebody to make cold calls, or I can pay somebody to watch my calendars and do my emails.
Right. What's the highest and best use of your time?
Correct. And I think that's a failure in any sales organization, but really in real estate, is realtors don't understand or focus on what their net worth is hourly.
Sure.
I have a dollar amount that I have every year that I look at, and I say, if I can do it for less, I'm going to hire it out. 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
If I can do it for less, my friends give me a hard time about having a lawn guy. He's at my house today, by the way, leaf blowing and cutting my grass.
Listen, I'm all for all of those things. Bill, I love you. I know you and I sometimes don't see eye to eye on this, but I always, you either have time or you have money. You don't have both. And sometimes, you know, that time is more valuable than.
Or like a professional cleaning person. Like, it's a lot cheaper than most people think it is. And it's a great benefit.
Listen, I say all the time, love you, Pam, my cleaning lady.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pam. I would give up cable before I would give up cable before I would give her up.
Yeah.
Because I'm a clean freak, but I hate doing it. So why not pay somebody else to do it, right? Again, I think, and you get to that point. It's not like you're there day one. And that's what a lot of people don't see is like, yeah, I used to clean my own house for a really long time, right? But then you get to a point, just like with real estate. You start your business, you are doing all of it. You are the assistant for quite a while.
100%.
But then eventually you're like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm doing some good things here. Things are going well. How do I scale, like you said? That's
exactly. And you get to that point going, okay, I did 33 deals my first year. My second year, I'm happy doing that again. But how do I get to 40?
Right.
How do I get to 45?
Exactly.
Okay, well, I can't spend 6 hours a week doing paperwork. Okay, cool.
I get there.
But I can pay somebody to do this, and then you find the right people. Again, trust.
Yes.
Like Jessica has my passwords, has access, and I trust her unequivocally. I don't check her paperwork.
Right.
But we started.
Sure.
I looked every line of every piece of paper over, did everything.
Yep.
And that's the key thing, though, is being mindful. And I didn't know that until I put myself in rooms of people that were uber successful and coaches and podcasts and videos and YouTubes of other people to learn that.
Sure.
So I truly believe in the adage of be a student of your craft and never stop learning.
Agreed.
Like, nobody ever knows all of it.
No.
Some great collaborators that I have, I call them for ideas. They call me back. People that own huge hard money lending, I'll call for suggestions. They'll call me. I'm like, wait, you're here. And they're like, yeah, but so are you. And I'm like, no, okay.
Yeah, you're like, oh, yeah, of course I am.
Right.
Yeah. No, isn't that great, though?
It is.
That's awesome.
It is. And that goes back, again, full circle to collaboration. I can pick up the phone and call just about any of the top agents in our state, and they know who I am, and I know who they are.
Yeah.
And we all will help each other out. Like, hey, can you open a door for me? Can you get me the information here? What, it's just...
It does make a difference, right?
It does.
Like you said, I mean, ultimately, like when we're presenting an offer to our sellers, it's the seller's choice what offer they're going to take.
100%.
But let's be honest, there's times that realtors can definitely say to a seller, hey, you know what, if we're working with this person, I just want to let you know in the past, I've had some really great experiences, or this might be a little tougher.
Yeah.
Right?
They're Google reviews.
Yes.
We give our sellers and our clients and our buyers too.
Right.
Hey, I've seen this seller around. Here's a review on them.
Right. Yep.
You know, and so we give those reviews, and 100% when I know I have, don't laugh at that.
I'm just thinking of people where that would be funny.
Well, yeah.
I think it's so true though, and I think that just it goes back to the whole like kindergarten, like be kind, right?
So
it
simple.
really, kindness does get you a lot further in life.
So much.
Be nice to people.
So much.
Right?
Yeah.
Life is hard enough. The world is hard enough.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I feel like we've learned a lot of really cool things. Like, honestly, really good things from you. And it helps me, too, to know that, you know, some of the things that I've been working on, like, again, being more intentional, being more present, those kinds of things, they really are very important.
Yeah.
Because you can't work 24/7. You just can't.
No.
You can work a lot. And especially when you have, like you said, like Q4, we got some goals. I'm going to have to be gone a little more than I'm home, you know, things like that. But you can't do that forever.
Well, no,
right?
but it's having that intentional conversation,
Exactly.
setting the expectations, knowing what the future holds, knowing it's for a minute.
Yes.
It's not for a lifetime.
Correct. You have a goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then even during that, we have family time set up that I am present for.
Yes.
Period.
Which is awesome.
No question. Phone's off.
Yeah.
In the room, daughter hat, whatever. I don't care. So
Yeah.
it's just you gotta have your time.
You sure do. Now, I feel like, speaking of time, I feel like you just don't have enough going on. And so then I feel like you've kind of started working on this new initiative,
Yeah,
which
I'm.
you've told me about, and I'm like, wow, that's really, that's
Yeah.
big. That's big.
Yeah.
So tell us about it.
So again, I'm slightly passionate about some things in life.
Huh. Weird.
Funny how that works.
So strange. I would have never thought that of you.
Right. And it was recently, I was scrolling on the Book of Face, and a post came up about a safe haven baby box being put in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I said, safe haven, like that's the law, right? And these are actually anonymous boxes that people can surrender a baby.
Sure.
In the state of Wisconsin. It's within 72 hours just to get the legal part of it out.
Okay.
And then so I started looking into this company thinking, oh, is this like what is this? You know, I wanted to learn more about it. And it is one of two organizations in the United States that offers a anonymous surrender, but they actually got the idea from other countries that have lots of options.
Okay.
There's a lot of anonymous surrender options throughout other countries.
Interesting.
And because they know if a baby's going to be surrendered, it's hard to do face to face. Let's be honest. In that moment,
Yes.
as a newer parent, you know, my daughter's 2.5. As a newer parent, there's no more harder time in your life if you are at that point that you have to surrender for whatever the reason.
Right.
But it's
For
also
sure. Like you said before we even, got on here, the reality of somebody, knock, knock, knock on somebody's door or on the hospital door or whatever and being like, here you go. It's just not, I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
It does.
But the chances are very low.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
100%.
Take a strong-willed person, I believe. Yeah.
The perfect scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when it happens. And so for me, it's actually very personal because in 2006, I grew up in Oshkosh, and my sister-in-law went to high school in Oshkosh, and there was a student that hid her pregnancy from everybody, gave birth at home, and unfortunately wrapped the baby up in plastic and put it in the closet. It was found 2 weeks later by the parents dead.
So tragic.
And she later said at court during her trial that she didn't have any other options. Now, did she? Yes.
She didn't feel like she did.
Correct. And that's that point of life that unless you've gone through some trauma or some tragedy,
Right.
it's hard to put yourself in their
I was just going to say, it's very easy, like anything else in this world, to, judge, but until you're there.
Yes.
Yep.
So I reached out to the organization Safe Haven Baby Boxes, and they have now 278 boxes nationwide.
Okay.
And the box is incredible. I actually spoke with a builder that we're working with to help put these boxes in. So my project is going to be putting boxes in the entire Fox Valley.
That's awesome. In the 920.
In the 920.
I love it.
There we go. And I did that on purpose because talking with some social workers and CPS workers, they said that parents that are most likely going to surrender will leave the county if they're under supervision watch to give birth. And so if they live in Winnebago, they'll go to Brown. They live in Brown, they'll go to Fond du Lac. They live in Fond du Lac, they'll go to Winnebago.
Okay.
So that way their worker doesn't know that they actually gave birth at that point.
Gotcha.
And so I said, okay, so if we only focus on Oshkosh, then we're not really helping the valley. And so that's part one of the project.
Sure.
Is to provide boxes throughout the valley from Fond du Lac to Green Bay. Yes,
love it.
I call the Fox Valley Fond du Lac to Green
That's
Bay.
fine. Absolutely. All of it.
And 920.
Yep.
And then the second part of it, and the more important part, because providing a solution is the first step, but providing the education, that is, we have to educate.
I totally agree.
And it is very important that people understand what the solution is. But the thing of it is Safe Haven Baby Boxes, they receive 2,000 calls a year.
Wow.
From distressed parents. And that's the box is the last option. Those calls get handled by social workers, and they get directed to their local. They help identify the local area that can help them.
Sure.
And really direct it in. And I'm just going to read something that I got from them just to be very clear
like facts.
on it.
Yes.
And this, exactly. Data is the best thing here. So they sent me this and said the best indicator of success in the state is the state of Indiana. There were 2 to 3 illegal abandonments, many resulting in the death of the infant, every year in Indiana prior to 2016. They installed 2 baby boxes in the state of Indiana in 2016. And 2 years later, there were 7 more boxes. They currently have 128 boxes throughout the state of Indiana. And since 2016, there has not been a deadly abandonment in the state of Indiana. And 23 babies have been surrendered in their boxes, and 40 infants have been surrendered face to face. They have found that just by education and having the solution available, more people are surrendering face to face.
Sure.
Because they've taken away the stigma and they've provided a safe option.
That's a great point. Yeah.
And so I have been working on this now for a few months and ran into some roadblocks.
What?
So, yeah.
Here in the 920?
Here in the 920.
What's happening?
So we'll start with the city of Oshkosh, actually.
Okay.
So Safe Haven law, if you're not familiar, you have 3 options, the face-to-face surrender right now. It's a hospital, police station, or fire station.
Okay.
Yep.
If you are a distressed parent, Nick, where do you think the first safest, most, stressful place to go? Where's the least stressful place
to go?
Least stressful. Fire station, police station, or hospital?
Out of those, probably the fire station. I don't know, but
why do you say that?
I don't know. Well, because hospitals are super busy and there's a million people there, and police stations. I mean,
you don't want to get in trouble.
People get anxious around the police.
You feel like you're going to get in trouble,
even though there's a law out there.
Right.
Correct. Nick, you are 100%. I can't talk. 100% spot on.
And that's honestly what I was thinking too.
So out of all of the baby boxes, over 80% of those throughout the country are at fire stations.
Okay.
So we went to put them at the fire station in Oshkosh, and the city of Oshkosh said no. So they effectively took 2 locations away because the police and the fire are controlled by the city. And their reasoning was liability. I get it. It's a new thing. It was just passed this year that Wisconsin allows safe haven baby boxes.
Sure.
State Representative Schutt out of Elkhorn put in the bill and got the bill passed. So that was signed in February of this year. So now baby boxes are legal.
Sure.
So I get it. Municipalities are hesitant.
It's new, right?
It is. But we educated the city. I will be paying 100% of the installation and the reoccurring cost for the baby boxes. That is part of my project, is to raise that money.
Which is amazing of you.
Thank you. And so there's really no reason. Their next reason was because if a baby gets put in there, the fire station, to Nick's point, is gone on a fire. Well, that's great. We understand that. Again, 80% of all these boxes are in fire stations today that are 24/7 that go on calls. And then I educated the city again on the box actually alarms the 911 dispatch center.
See, this is something I never knew. This is cool.
Yeah,
This
so
is
it's an
cool.
immediate alarm. The box has 3 alarms. You open the door, it has 1 alarm.
Okay.
You put the baby in, has alarm number 2. And 2 minutes after the baby's in there, alarm number 3.
Okay.
So there's 3 redundant alarms.
Got it.
All with triple redundancy.
Okay.
So power outages,
Sure.
any of that gets it done. I talked with our builder, and they said, Mike, the big commercial builder, say their name, you know it. They're like, this box is overbuilt by 10 times. But we get why. They're like, you shouldn't have 3 redundancies on each alarm. So basically, we had 9 alarms set up.
Right.
They're like, you don't need it. You do.
But you do, right?
You 100% do. And the box is actually a lease through Safe Haven Baby Boxes. So the city of Oshkosh doesn't own the box itself. It owns the rights.
Sure.
And Safe Haven Baby Boxes does that to be able to be held accountable to that box's continued work.
Okay.
So it has to get certified every year.
Wow. Okay.
And so, and everybody gets trained on it. All the 911,
Sure.
everybody around, all the EMS. There's no reason to say no.
Right.
It's providing a solution. And in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe somebody can educate me, but in my opinion, the goal of local government is for health and betterment of the community. First and foremost, like that's
For sure.
that's there.
That's how it absolutely should be.
Economy, whatever,
Right.
tourism.
Right.
So health and betterment, kind of right there. So providing this solution really is to the help. Even, and I was on a Zoom call with the chief of fire, the fire chief, a city councilman, the sheriff, and a couple of the county executive, and a couple other people. And the councilman goes to me, goes, Mike, goes, do you have some stats on this? Is it needed in our area? I said, let me ask you this. If it costs you nothing, and for 10 years, no box gets used, and then one baby gets put in one box across the entire Fox Valley, so over 1 million people population,
Sure.
is it worth my time and energy for your city to pay nothing,
Right.
but to have this as an option in one baby? He's like, yeah, I guess. I said, there was no other answer.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But the stats proved that the state of Indiana has not had a deadly abandonment since 2016.
Because this is, I think it's one of those things where, like you said, you're giving people options, you're removing some of the stigma. Unfortunately, I think when you're at a point where you feel, again, going back to you have choices, but you might not feel like you have choices.
Correct.
You're probably going to do what you're going to do no matter what. So why not have safe options?
Yeah.
Right?
So my pushback to the city manager in Oshkosh was, so you're saying that I can still abandon my baby at a fire station, but I got to knock on that door.
Yeah.
Now the fire station's out on a fire call per their argument.
Right.
Am I driving to the next
Exactly.
fire station? No.
Yeah. Right.
No,
Yep.
I'm going to make some bad decisions. And it's unrelated, but sort of related. We don't know what happened over in the Two Rivers area. Was there options?
I know.
Now, this isn't for anything. This is for 72 hours,
Right.
which they're trying to change that as well. Safe Haven is trying to get everybody up to a 90-day abandonment, surrender. But come on. Like, how does this not? And with recent legal changes, this is more important moving forward than it has been in the last 50 years.
Yes. I would agree.
So I can't see how a community of public leaders can take away 2 of the 3 options and put it on private entities to carry that weight.
Right.
Because that's what they've done. Now it's hospitals. Hospitals are private entities.
Yeah.
So more to come on that.
You know what? we even talked about this before. You're going to come back in like a year and a half, and I know you're going to do it. If anybody can do it, it's you.
Let's
You're
see.
passionate about it, and I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should have like a passion project on top of what they do, for money and things like that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
that's
very, very, very cool,
Yeah.
good initiative. And regardless of what, we're not, like you said, we're not here to push any beliefs on anybody. But the reality is that people are going to do what they're going to do,
But to your point, this is a solution that solves anybody's belief. There isn't a belief that can't. This is such a neutral.
Right.
This is so neutral.
Right.
You can't argue one way or the other.
Sure.
Because it's just giving a safe option, and everybody wants that.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Like you said, there's no other answer to having that safe option.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything we can do to help,
You're doing it.
you let us know. We'll get the word out there, and we'll support you every way we can. Are you doing certain or going to be doing certain things to raise these funds?
Yes.
Are you doing a fun run like my daughter is at school?
Kelly,
where we're gonna we're gonna pledge on laps.
You don't look like me by fun running. Fun sitting? Can we fun hour the sitting? Because actually getting me to sit in a chair for over an hour.
That's true. That's actually harder for you, I think.
That's
you're on the move.
Nick, we have to do something with that.
Put you in a dunk tank.
Listen, this is what we're gonna do. This will be the first fundraiser. We're gonna have
a fun
people
sit.
Come out. We're gonna have a fun sit. Okay, we're gonna have a fun sit and also a fun quiet. We're gonna make Mike just sit and not speak.
Oh, people will go broke because they don't think I can do it.
We'll raise those funds real fast.
Yes, more to come on those. We're working on some big projects. I've got some partners in Oshkosh at the arena that have agreed to do some stuff.
Sure.
So
Good.
we're going to be hitting every major city.
I know you will be.
And everybody get their checks out because we're going to be asking
that.
for money.
I love that. I love it. Like I said, I know if anybody can do it, it's you.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of these great things.
Thanks,
I mean,
Mike.
you just have a couple of things going on.
Yeah, I'm looking for some projects. Do you need an assistant?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to start right after this?
Can I cold call for you?
Absolutely. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Talk about collaboration.
Sorry, Michelle.
That's bringing it to a whole new level. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's talk about what's happening this weekend, huh? Should we?
I thought you were going to hit the button.
I'm going to. I'm going to. In 1 second.
Let's see what's happening this weekend in the 920.
Woo!
Are you starting, Nick?
So we got weekend events.
Okay.
Numero uno here. Cozy, chill, fun. Ladies' night at Lash Room.
Oh.
Did
right
you
up my
reserve,
alley.
Nick?
No. So
he's going to right after this.
Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Lash Room, 180 Main Street, Suite H, Menasha. Join Graceful Massage and Lash Room for an open house. Hot cocoa, local vendors, and so many giveaways.
So many giveaways.
You can take part in permanent jewelry, charm bar, self-portrait studio, and more. Lip flips by
I don't know
Monarch
what that is.
Media Spa.
We're just okay.
Shopping local, supporting women in business. Let us know you're coming, and we will enter you into a special pre-event raffle to be announced that night.
That actually sounds really cool. Very fun. Lots going on there.
I'm assuming
Lash
Lash
Room.
Room is like eyelashes.
Correct. Not like a whip.
40 lashes.
Lord.
That we're keeping
know,
this PG.
I got to start getting some more females on this. Okay. Next up, Yule Witch Bells. And there's actually a cute little picture of apparently a Yule Witch Bell.
That's what that is.
I've never heard of it before, but here we are, right? So it's a make and take workshop, Saturday, 1 to 2 o'clock. Can apothecary? Thank you. I was like, whoo, this is a big one. Big words. Can apothecary, 615 Main Street, Wrightstown. So it says, join us this Saturday for a Yule Witch Bell make and take workshop with a fairy twist.
Ooh.
I feel like Mike's going to be there for this.
I'll be at the water park.
Oh, that's right. That's where we're going to be too. All materials are provided to you. You can make your own gorgeous Yule Witch Bell with fairy spell jars. Ooh, you need to make a fairy spell jar too. Tickets for the event are $23 and can be purchased through the event link which you can, I'm sure, find on their website, or calling the shop, 920-764-3007.
Cool. Next, I have something you might be interested in here, Mike.
Yeah.
He's
Light
going to
the Night
be
Market.
at the water park.
Light the Night Market.
Hmm?
Holiday edition.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Saturday, 3 to 7.
Thanks,
So-
Nick.
Downtown Appleton, 333 West College Avenue. Free admission. Join us to kick off the holiday season with an unforgettable evening of free fun and festivities at Light the Night Market Holiday Edition. Enjoy live music and performances, a treat walk, window scavenger hunt, family-friendly activities, and so much more, all at no cost. This enchanting open-air event will light up downtown Appleton with dazzling displays, mouth-watering food trucks, captivating arts and crafts vendors, interactive activities, and mesmerizing performers. Long sentence there.
That
Presented by
was.
Fox Cities Credit Union, the event stretches along College Avenue and into the charming Houdini Plaza. Don't miss out on this magical celebration.
And also, our little, what does she do with
I
our
don't
podcast?
know what you're trying to say.
Tori, she's our little
Victoria.
intro. Victoria Davies, our little intro girl, our little outro girl. She will be performing at Light the Night.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, with the Jansen Singers. Shout out to the
Wow.
Jansen Singers.
Jansen
which
Bulldogs.
she is a part of. Go Jansen Bulldogs. And she will be performing. And we
Cool.
went last year, and honestly, it's a really cool event. It really is a neat event. I think that a lot of bigger cities have, these bigger markets, especially for the holidays and things like that. So this is kind of Appleton's take on it. It's
Cool.
pretty fun. Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more.
Okay. Oh, my turn.
Yep.
Well, that's how that goes. You do one, I do one. You do one, I'll
Every
get this.
other,
I'll
Kelly.
get
Yeah.
every other. It's like a pattern. Wilder's Cookie Decorating and Craft Making Harvest Party
Ooh.
at Wilder's Bistro. Have you guys been to Wilder's Bistro? Oh, it's good. You got to get there. Sunday. This you could do after your day at the water park.
I'll be working.
Oh, jeez, Mike. Sunday, 1 to 4. Let us show our appreciation while the Wilders team hangs out with your kids, decorating cookies and making fall crafts. Mom and Dad sit back, relax, and enjoy BOGO on all cocktails and half off appetizers.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
what could go wrong there?
No, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, right? Perfect idea.
Do their employees get hazard pay? I'm just asking now because I'm
would-
thinking of my 2 and
I
10.
would think, yeah, for sure, right? They need it. Oh,
So-
Mike, another one for you. Here we go, Nick.
Our final one of the weekend, Run to Pier Half Marathon and 5K, Sunday at 8 a.m. De Pere Community Center, 600 Grant Street, De Pere. Run to Pier Half Marathon / 5K, formerly known as Noodlini, is
That's literally what it says.
is an on-pace event and runs through beautiful West De Pere, Wisconsin. The race will start and finish at De Pere Community Center. Run De Pere promises to be run on a fast course with cool swag, medals, and a kicker post-race party awards ceremony.
Be a rager.
The 5K course is stroller friendly, but please leave your 4-legged friends at home. There will
Well,
be ample parking,
So don't
and we will
drag
have
your
the
dust
community
mops.
center open for you to stay warm, use bathrooms, take pictures, and we will have a backdrop for photos. Look forward to seeing you on November 17th.
yeah. Look forward to seeing you there, Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
Home by Bennett.
Holmes.
Now he's just screwing with you.
I was like, wait. I literally was like, wait, no. That's not where this started.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another week of In the Know on the
thank
9.
you for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us. And I hope everybody, thank you so much, Mike. We learned a lot from you. Super excited to continue to hear about your initiative.
Yes.
And everybody have a great weekend.
Woo. Say the thing, Tori.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To contact the Kelly Davies Homes team for all of your buying and selling needs, call 920-791-9047. Find us on Facebook at the Kelly Davies Homes team or go to kellydavieshomes.com.